Okay, so we got another Raw down, one step closer to Wrestlemania. It's still primarily with lots of the fallout from the Chamber, which ironically I think everyone kind of picked who was going to win which match at the Chamber. And it also was a revelation of what the 22111 stood for. So everyone who said Sting, I'm sorry, you were wrong. It's The Undertaker. I'll get to that later on. So John Cena finally cut a rap. He hasn't done it in a ridiculously long time. And he rapped about The Rock. It was actually fairly solid for being still relatively PG. And it was good. Cena, ironically, now is entertaining when he's got a bigger face to play off against. And of course, even when The Miz talked about it, you said that I sucked. That's the best you could do. That's it. So it was good. So both The Miz and John Cena actually kind of went at The Rock a little bit, and it was good. It was really solid. This one was kind of low on the overall match work. It was primarily promos to really help build WrestleMania. The match between Punk and Morrison worked great. Both of them having sustained, somewhat of injuries during the Chamber, played nicely into the match with Punk getting the victory. And then Punk calling out Orton, again, done really well. I think that seeing Punk versus Orton at Mania would be a very solid match. You got two guys who can put on a great match, who also happen to wear Speedos and are tattooed. It would make for a really good, entertaining match. The tag match between Eve and the Bellas. The Bellas as heels are more entertaining, but then again, they were absolutely atrocious when they were faces. Again, Twin Magic for the victory. It's kind of just bleh. The match between Mark Henry and Sheamus. Those two are having a pretty solid feud for being, two powerhouses. Of course, Sheamus went to try to cheat, got caught, and lost to Mark Henry. Good, solid match. And, pretty much beyond that, you then had the title defense. Yes, Miz and John Cena took on the Core for the tag belts. And, of course, they won. And then the Core asked for their rematch clause right away. And then Miz turned on Cena, so the Core got their belts back. However, that will still count that the Miz has held the Raw tag belts, the SmackDown tag belts, and the Undisputed tag belts. Yes, when it was him and Morrison, they held both titles, but they never held them at the same time to become the Undisputed champions. Really bizarre. So that means he's held all three tag belts. The the WWE title, as well as the US title. He's like two belts away from having held every single title, two of which no longer exist anymore. And that actually was fairly solid. Another really good promo that was done was Jerry the King Lawler and Michael Cole. I really can't believe that Cole actually went there and brought up, Lawler's mother who passed away last week. Ballsy move. And I'm pretty sure they spoke in the back, and it was like, I'm going to do this. I don't want you to put your fist through the back of my head. But the fact that he called them out, and it looked like those two might actually have a match at Mania, it'll be a lot better than the McMahon-Hart match. But it's got so much going for it, and I'm pretty sure everyone wants to see Cole get the living crap beat out of him. So, there's also the 22111. And then, of course, was The Undertaker. Like, it more or less was, if you didn't think the No Grave Can Hold My Body Down didn't scream Undertaker, I'm sorry. By the exact same time, he came down, and as soon as he hit the ring, someone else came down. And it was the return of Triple H, which is absolutely amazing. In fact, I'm going to bring a little friend of mine. The Triple H King of Kings bear. Yes. Is it? What's that? Okay. He says I'm not marking out hard enough for this. Okay, so see if I can mark out harder. Yeah? Put on my old school Triple H armbands. Is that better? Am I marking out enough? What? Apparently I got to mark out a little bit harder. Bear's not quite satisfied. Okay. Marked out enough? Yeah. So I'm currently marked out enough that Triple H just came back, beyond showing my tattoos. So, Triple H, of course, wants to feud with The Undertaker, which will probably put his career on the line. Well, I thought it would be pretty awesome to have seen him take on Sheamus. What's that? Yeah, he does need to beat Sheamus too, but I think that they've moved beyond that. And I think it'll also be pretty interesting to see, if Shawn Michaels does take, if Triple H does take on Undertaker, how Shawn Michaels will get involved. What's that? Okay, he's thinking maybe guest referee, which would be cool. I think Shawn Michaels guest referee to try to have Triple H versus The Undertaker, maybe he'll put his career on the line. It's more or less common knowledge now that Triple H is taking on a much bigger role backstage. So having him and Shawn Michaels take on The Undertaker, essentially at WrestleMania, will be a pretty good way to finish that off. Now, I also have to mention this. When they came back from commercial and Cole was like, Taker did this, could that be Triple H's fate at WrestleMania? And then Triple H did the crotch chops, and Cole went, could that be The Undertaker's fate? I know the way it was written, it just didn't come off the way Cole probably wanted it to. So we're getting closer to WrestleMania, and currently we only have 2 matches set up, probably 3 more on the way.